44 weeks to Madeira. Welcome back to the weekly video log of my journey to the European Masters Athletics Championships in Madeira, Portugal, October 2025. In this episode, I'll be giving an exciting update on the long jump, a bit about injury and a training strategy, and an inspirational story from my past, most inspirational, how I was inspired one wild and wintry night for the future. But maybe I'm also inspirational as well, so it's doubly inspirational. So how do things go tonight? We, as usual, we're having to be flexible. The session tonight that I ended up doing was long jump, so obviously I'm trying to do 2 sessions in each of the heptathlon events between now and the end of January to assess potential for development in each of them, with the exception of the ones that I've already done before and the ones that I did in the Highland Games in the summer, one of which was the long jump. So I've only got one of those to do to get a marker there. And yeah, we did the long jump tonight. So previous personal best of 5 metres and 3 centimetres back in university championships about 10 years ago. In the summer, jumped 5 metres 13 with no training in the middle of a Highland Games along with other events. Tonight came out and we did some warm-ups, some plyometrics, some jumping, hip mobility, and then we just did a bunch of run-ups to the pit. And yeah, so hard to judge exactly because it wasn't strictly on the board, but I think it was about we think, or the coach thinks, it's about 5 metres and 15. So that's faster than that's longer than I've ever jumped by my calculations. And yeah, on a cold wintry night without spikes on, that's really quite good. And again, the jumps coach was, apart from me immediately giving a bunch of technical feedback, which was not only required but encouraging that there's clear things to work on immediately, was saying, yeah, there's more in the bag there if you can jump 5:13. And seeing what I did tonight, he said, yeah, you can easily jump longer than that. So in terms of the heptathlon, it's a real confidence boost to know that although there are some real unknown unknowns, or known unknowns, should I say, in terms of how am I going to benchmark across a few different events, I at least know I've got the long jump there as one that I'm going to be good at. So yeah, long jump's always been a real friend of sprinters. Think of Harold Abrams, the 100 metre Olympic champion 100 years ago in 1924, who also set the then British long jump record. And Carl Lewis, who he won his multiple gold medals at the Olympics in the sprint relays and the long jump as well. So obviously there's a known transfer of horizontal speed from sprinting into long jump, and that's to be expected. So that's another one in the bag. That just leaves us another shot put session, another high jump session, because the high jump I also did at the Highland Games in the summer, and then of course the 2 pole vault sessions. So the pole vault's currently out of use because of a big gale that blew the tarpaulin off, and now the whole thing's wet and unusable should I say. I'm having to manoeuvre through kids in onesies here, and yeah, so we're just going to have to see if we can get these pole vault sessions in, but so far we're still just about on track and no more, as I get myself into the car here. But yeah, just rolling with the punches, still getting through them. The other thing tonight was, it was just, as I came out, I just felt fresh. I just felt bouncy, and like I just wanted to jump over some stuff. Like I had kind of extra energy to spend, and some of that was from having taken a few days of a layoff with illness. But it's just really clear to me that this last 8 weeks, really since I've started, have clearly had an effect. I'm already much more energetic and much more just feeling like my old self. I was watching some training videos from a Norwegian sprinter by the name of Matthias Hove Johansson, who really has inspired me to do these among others. And he talks about how he periodizes his training, how he plans out his training over over the year. I'm just going to demist my window here because it's really, really cold tonight. Just clear blue skies. But anyway, Matthias talks about habituation period. So at the very start of his training, before he gets into serious training, he has what he calls a few weeks of just habituation, of just getting used to the training, used to the discipline, used to turning up and doing the necessary, running through the motions, almost accepting that there's a certain inertia even to get up to normal training level. And I've really spent the last 10 weeks maybe in habituation. So I have been prehabbing before I got to this to be able to even start doing athletics. But yeah, I just feel like getting to the point where I'm actually turning up on the track with energy, or maybe finishing feeling like I've got some more to give, has taken a couple of months. So that's really positive. I'm seeing some changes in my own body and in terms of my leanness as well. I've seen some changes again in just energy levels and restorative sleep. So I've been patient with that. But yes, long jump in the bag for now. I know that the long jump's not as good as the sprinting, but it's better than the 1,000 meters that I've done, or it's better than the javelin for sure. So that's long jump. Illness, yeah, on Monday, Tuesday, I just felt really run down. Not even like a runny nose or anything, just really tired and just want to curl up in bed. More so even than normal in the winter. Yeah, I just think I had a bit of a dose. I probably had the flu, but just a very, very mild dose of it. So yeah, made a call that I wasn't wanting to be immunised against flu A early in the year. Maybe I should have, because I've probably just been run down for a day with immunisation. I was run down for about 2 or 3 with this. So yeah, just spent half the day today in bed, getting early nights, and not training this week. I did mobility last night and that was a bit much, but tonight felt a lot better. So having to be a bit skillful with that. Another thing that I've not mentioned actually is, so I'm in my car right now, I've spent a chunk of time driving. I've got a bit of a repetitive strain injury in my right hamstring from the accelerator. I don't know if you can hear that. Just having the foot on the accelerator for hours on end. It's not the most ergonomic car if you're 6 foot 1 inch. So yeah. Yeah, so I'm being a bit careful of that. I do want to go and see a physio. I do need to see a physio at some point over the winter and just say, here, like, this is where my body's at. I've got some imbalances here. Can you give me some targeted stuff to do to really try and address that? That's absolutely where it's at with me in my aging stage. And especially given that I'm doing strength and conditioning in the gym, I'm likely to start overcompensating or maybe imbalancing myself there. So that's a wee bit about my strategy. I did otherwise tonight, did 3 sets of 60 and then a 300 meter sprint, so I'm already doing some short bursts. So at the moment, to run my second goal of the British Masters Athletics Federation merit standard in the 60 and the 200, I both need ligamentous strength and injury proof in order to be able to run the 60 full out. So I've been doing some strengthening exercises for my ankles, especially my Achilles, and also just doing some short sprints, some slow builds up short sprints in trainers. So I've been doing that again tonight, another 3 times 60 meters. But the other thing that I've not really done is some speed endurance, some 300 meter sprints, in order to be able to run the 200 meters. And in 6 weeks away from now, I really need to, for this week and the next 2 weeks, be running 250 meters, 300s, 200s in order to build up some of that speed endurance. I know I'm not going to be fast, I know I'm not going to be springy, but I can't be training the 2 weeks before the competition, because that's when I need to deload. So now's the time I need to do it. And as I was saying to one of the coaches tonight, it's a triple whammy. I need to be training in the winter by myself over Christmas and doing the sessions that I really hate the most, which are the kind of 250, 300 metres. So this video diary is going to really have to keep me accountable to those. I'll be doing that for the next 2 weeks, at least while I'm away. So good luck with that, Matt. And we finished the night with a 300 metre sprint, and that was around about 47 seconds. So it was good to do that, and now I know what I need to do. I need to go back and do some more of those. My body's not happy with it, but it's just going to have to be through it. So that leads me nicely into my story. It just brought me right back to 2016, winter 2016. It must have been late winter, I don't know, February, March or something. I was in Glasgow, I was busy with work, and I really wanted to stick in the athletics, and I'd not done anything for a couple of years since university, and I didn't feel like I could really join a club because I didn't think it'd be good enough to compete with other people in the club, which didn't make a lot of sense, but that's where I was at. And one Thursday night, I think, went up to William Wood School athletics track, so a school track that was open, you could just train. It was wind and it was rain, and I was just there by myself, and I was just really at the end of my motivation. I hadn't really been able to get on much stuff, and there was this old guy there with a dog, and it turns out he was an athletics coach and he trained with a group in Kilmarnock, and he was like, come over here, and what are you doing, and what's your times, and I strongly remember, so yeah, he was a bit of a middle distance runner, a small guy with like bald and quite athletic looking, and he's like, no, that's not good enough. No, you're not good. That's not good enough. But in a really, really encouraging way, where he saw what I was running, he saw how I was running. He's like, no, I'm not happy with your times that you're telling me. And he said to me, you're out here on a windy night, and he said, let me put you through your paces and let's see how you run 300 metres. And I was like, oh no, ran 300 metres, probably similar to what I did tonight, to be honest. He was like, if you can do that 300 metres on a blowy night like this, you can easily run X in the 400 metres. And it was just really powerful negative emotion. He wasn't saying no, I wasn't up to his standards. He was saying no, I wasn't up to my own standards. And to have somebody say that was really helpful, because it was what I felt deep down in myself. I'd done some stuff at university, I'd surprised people by being quite fast, and I'd had nothing but praise from people. Oh, that's so fantastic. Oh, you're so fast, and oh, you're so good. But within the field, I knew I wasn't. So for somebody else to come and say, actually, no, I think you can do better, was really necessary. And that was some of the inspiration for me. In that summer, I then went and ran in the Helensburgh Highland Games and won the sprint there, and got given the quaich by the clan chieftain or the chieftainess. And then that was the summer of the Rio 2016 Olympics, and Wade van Neikerks amazing world record, and that inspired me that next year to join a club when I moved to Northern Ireland. It was a whole fresh start, and so yeah, just the power of somebody giving you some back chat on a windy night is sometimes what you need to inspire you for the next year. So this weekend I'm probably going to come and do a slight session on the track. I'm not going to do another video because this was already 13 minutes, and I will update next week probably for a Christmas Day run, and see if I manage to do that. So peace out. We're still on track for our we're still on track for our interim goals for the end of January, and I'll update you next week about my Advent challenge, my Christmas challenge. So peace out.